The Stag. There was a family of four, the parents and two children. One child was a boy and the other a girl. The brother and sister loved each other very much. Then one day the mother died. The father took a new wife. The new wife didn't like the two children, and so the wife made their lives very bad. The new wife would only give them old scraps to eat, hit them, and threatened to throw them out of the house and never let them in again. This all proved to be too much, so one day the brother turned to his sister and told her to come with him, that they together would leave the house and never return. The sister agreed, and they ran as far as they could. They passed hills and fields. They spent the whole day running to get as far away from their old home as possible. They found their way into a large forest, and as they entered it, it began to rain. They thought to themselves that even the world around them was just as sad as them. Tired and hungry, the two siblings crawled into a hollow tree, and there they fell asleep until morning. The next day they woke up, and they were very thirsty, so they made their way into the forest in search of water. They went deeper into the forest until the brother realized that he could hear the sound of a river or brook. It turned out that the new wife, the children's evil stepmother, also turned out to be an evil witch. The whole time she knew the children were running away. As they ran further and further from home, she followed them at a distance so that they would not see her. When she saw the children go into the forest, she placed a spell on the river and brooks. Just as the brother found the small brook with water streaming past, the sister told him to wait. Just before the brother took a drink, the sister heard the water singing, "Take a drink of me, and a tiger soon will be." The sister told the brother, and they left the brook in the forest. The brother and the sister decided to go look for a new source of water. After walking for what felt like a long time, the two siblings came to another brook. This brook was also singing, "Take a drink from me, and a wolf you will be." Again the sister told the brother not to drink, that this one would turn him into a wolf, and as a wolf he would eat her. The two continued in their search for water, but the brother's thirst grew stronger and stronger. Then they found a small river, and the brother ran to drink from it. The sister again heard the river singing, this time saying, "Whoever drinks from me, a stag you will be." The sister tried to warn the brother, but she was too late. The brother already took a drink from the river. Where her brother once stood was now a stag. He had been transformed into a deer. When the sister saw what had happened, she cried for hours. The entire time the stag stayed with her, and the brother stag cried with her. After some time had passed, the sister told the brother stag that she would take care of him, and that she would never leave him. Together they wandered around the forest until they found a hut. They were both very happy for the shelter. They made it their home. Every day the sister would go out and hunt and search for food from the forest. The brother stag would follow and eat the food she offered him out of her hands. The two would play together during the day and return home to their hut. Time went on, and the sister grew into a maiden, and the brother stag grew into an adult. Until one day the sound of a horn and dogs barking was heard by the stag. The stag asked the sister to let him join the hunt. The sister told him that she would not let him in unless he tells her it's him. She would not let those huntsmen in. The brother stag ran off, and it wasn't long before the huntsman party spotted him. The hunters began to chase him. The hunters caught up with the brother stag and were about to shoot him when the stag made a dash and left them in the dust. The stag returned to the hut and spoke to the door. "Sister, let me in." The sister instantly let the brother in. Several days later the huntsmen were back in the forest on the hunt. Again the horns called and the dogs barked. Again the brother stag begged the sister to let him go. The sister told him that when he returned He had to tell her that it was him. The brother stag went to join the hunt, and led the huntsmen on a wild chase, but this time they were able to shoot and wound his foot. Still the brother stag was able to get away. However, the huntsmen were able to follow the stag to the hut, where his sister stayed, waiting for him. They saw and heard the stag tell the sister it was him, and they watched as she let him in. It just so happened that the king was with the hunting party, and he told them that he would have one more hunt to understand what was happening. The sister was alarmed at the wound her brother stag had. She cleaned the wound and set healing herbs and wrapped it tight. She told her brother to lay and to sleep, that the wound would soon heal. The next day the horn sound was heard, and the dogs barking again. This time the stag stood to leave, but his sister begged him not to go. The stag said he must go, that it was his purpose to run in the hunt, and with that he left. The brother stag did not worry, for his foot was healed, good as new. The hunt went on, but the king told the huntsmen just to follow the deer. They would chase it, but not shoot it. The day went on with the huntsmen chasing the stag, until the brother stag became tired. The huntsman left the stag, and went to the hut where the sister stayed waiting for her brother to return. The king walked up to the door, and said, "Dear little sister, let me in." The sister was frightened when she saw it was not her brother, but the king and sister talked. The king thought she was the most beautiful person he had ever met. He asked her to come with him to marry. The sister said yes, but she had a condition, that her brother stag had to come with her wherever they went. The king was happy and agreed to this. Then the brother stag came running into the hut, and the three of them went to the king's kingdom. The sister married the king and became queen, and the stag lived a good life, until word spread of their happiness. The evil witch stepmother assumed that the brother and sister had died in the forest. Now knowing that they lived a happy life infuriated the witch. So the witch took her ugly daughter and went into the kingdom. They pretended to be a nurse. It just so happened that the queen gave birth to a child. The witch and the daughter locked up the queen. The witch tried to strangle the queen, but the queen escaped. The entire time this was happening, the ugly daughter was pretending to be the queen in the queen's bed. The witch's daughter pretended to be the queen, not talking to the king, as the nurse witch tried to convince the king that this was indeed the queen he was married to. The king, not believing this, watched the nursery at night to see who would come to feed their child. In the middle of the night, the real queen would sneak into the nursery to feed their child. And it was while she was doing this that the king found her. The king told her, "You are the most beautiful as ever, and you are the real queen." It turned out that the witch had put a spell on the queen that made her forget who she was, but the moment the king hugged her, the spell lifted. The queen told the king how bad the stepmother, the witch, had treated her, and the king sent the witch and her daughter to court. The courts decided that the witch should die by being burnt alive, and the daughter to be devoured by beasts. Once the witch died and was reduced to ash, the queen's brother, the stag, was transformed back into a human. Together, the brother and sister lived happily to the end of their days.